Hello. It's more to follow again with the three of us. I mean, coming after that episode where Konene decided to air our laundry. Yeah. Thank you for surviving through that.
Even me, I survived. She was about to start fighting.
Yeah.
I was not. I was just being aggressive.
But yet again, she has an issue with you being too strict. Yeah.
I don't have an issue.
Well, so
They're ganging up against
Hang
me
on.
now.
Hang on.
Come on.
Your choice of adjectives for his green flags is lazy.
Yo. No.
No. You said honest.
Lovable.
No, you said it's cozy. Ebu angalieni pale.
Oh, no. La Nesra.
Hey, kapsa.
Jesus Christ,
La
man.
Nesra. Lonis will note. Duma. Adibas.
Anyways, guys, the studio we are at, cozy is on the wall. That's how much effort she put into it. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. So we're going to start with, what is the most dystopian thing happening right now that we never thought could happen 25 years ago? And for those of us who do not know what English is, dystopian, because we may don't know what the hell that word means.
Exactly.
Dystopian. Relating to or donating an imagined state or society where there is great suffering or injustice. Oh.
I was about to say literally being taxed for breathing. So the taxes, I don't think 25 years ago would be able to have seen all of that.
Yeah.
25 years ago was... this is when the structural adjustment programs that we're currently experiencing, they had taken effect and there was some sort of recovery. In fact, Kibaki got the country when the only way was up from Moi.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So, yeah, I agree.
I feel like we should take a shot for Kibaki. Now that you've said him, I miss him.
Apparently, he was not that good of a president as people make him sound. There was still massive corruption in his time. There was still that nepotism that you see with presidents. I mean, the businesses, they're doing well.
But corruption started
see,
actually at Kenyatta's time.
The idea is, fine, those things are still there, but how was the value of everything else?
Yeah.
You see, people weren't feeling
There was
the
a
weight
balance.
of... People didn't even care.
But don't you think the banking collapse really helped him? Because you can imagine we were hit with post-election violence. That's something that destabilizes a nation, and the dollar normally just skyrockets. But it dipped.
In 2008.
Yeah, into it.
They didn't dip as much as it has dipped right now. This is our lowest low.
That's true. And we have a president who is very focused on
Lying.
leave alone even the lying. He panders a lot to the West.
He's a liar.
When I saw the EU Parliament stand up and give him a standing ovation, I just knew.
No. The funny part is they stood up to give him a standing ovation. Did you check the next day how they voted against the financial thing about Africa? Nobody voted for it. They were all against it after that standing ovation.
I mean, that's just white people.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just white people.
Like ni kama umepakwa mafuta alafu kichwa unachomeka tu. Yo,
Piga ngoto.
guy.
Mangoto moto moto.
This is just how you know they were just maybe impressed with how eloquent this black man was and how he had his facts right.
He's politically correct, exactly.
But
And
to
even
be honest,
Samia,
we really don't care.
Samia and TZ, you notice how the EAC is just ganging against Kenya?
Yeah, it is.
Like they're rallying. That shit scares me. How Eugenia wants to transport oil through the Dar es Salaam port.
Yeah.
How Salva Kiir now is the chairman of the EAC.
Yeah.
Somalia has come in. So we are losing that grip. And
Because we
it's going to
started
be a
being
mess.
hard-headed. If you look at how we were importing things, just because we knew these guys are dependent on us, we made life a bit difficult for them.
For everybody. Yeah, that's true.
And from character, speaking of how Tanzanians are soft at heart. They're kind. Therefore, before even the corruption hits that bad,
Shout out to Sophie.
Yeah, the way they will handle you, you'll feel taken care of. And their rates are not as high as ours.
Yeah,
They're not being taxed twice. I don't know why am I buying something from the EU? I'm taxed at the EU. Then ikiingia kwa border, I'm still taxed Kenyan tax. Why?
We don't... Anyway.
I've already paid tax in another country. I paid VAT. Then it's coming in, and I'm giving you the value, and you even the government has its own value for things.
I think the only
Well, for that tax, in that case, it only happens to African states because they don't import finished products from here. So the tax would still have worked both ways.
It doesn't make sense.
I think
That's just in that
I think there's too many.
But there's too much.
There's too much going on.
There's
Yeah.
too much.
And it's a shame how, the only place we have taxation treaties with is Mauritius. So if you want to register a company, you register it in a place where the corporate tax is lower. Because here it's 30%, in Mauritius it's 10%. So actually one of the biggest malls around, they're registered in Mauritius. So it's very interesting how that works. I mean, tax evasion, tax avoidance, it's fine. But regardless, still too much going on.
I have no problem with us being taxed highly, to be honest. Because I've seen countries where, and
We have a problem with it.
I've been to countries where they're highly taxed. The only problem is the system is not readjusting us to be able to cater for those taxes.
That's the thing. Like, that's why I have a problem with it.
And also,
like, don't tax me.
as much as we get readjusted, if we got readjusted and maybe even the minimum wage went higher, this tax is still not working for us. It's working for other people. There are places like in the EU, the tax you pay is equivalent to the healthcare system you pay for and the education of your kids. So when you hear free education, people who go to public school will literally enjoy the free education,
Yeah, that's
and not
the
on the
thing.
bare minimum that we have in Kenya. Actual good education. Same way, if you walk into a hospital and you've been paying your taxes and your credit score is high, you will not pay for the hospital. You just pay for the medicine. But to get the services at the hospital, you'll get them for free because you're a taxpayer. If it was working like that in our country, trust me, we wouldn't feel the pinch of why do I keep getting taxed? Because we feel like we're getting taxed just for it to go on into people's pockets.
And the thing about the people who've been selected, they're stupid, if I'm being honest.
You might get killed, man.
No, let me just say it as it is, because it's very frustrating. Look at now how we've had rains. We've been having the Lino rains. You would expect the health minister, the CS, to come out and say, okay, fine, guys, this is what's coming. So the rains are here. That's fantastic. To prevent yourself from getting pneumonia, to prevent yourself from getting bilharzia, typhoid, cholera, all these outbreaks, this is some of the precautions that you need to follow. And go to the streets, educate people. What has she said? She's going to fire some chief in Nakuru.
Because of what?
Does it even matter? It's not even in her mandate. It's not even, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. Right now, there's a funny pneumonia that's come out in China.
Yeah.
Do we have something that we're saying about it? No. What are we saying? Azimio is bad. Look at how the road between Wajir and Mandera
The Garissa
submerged.
route, yeah.
Yeah. So, what has Murkomen said? Azimio. Look, it's Rigathi's job as the deputy president to liaise with now the county governments in terms of the disaster preparedness. There are towns in Garissa that are being wiped. There are people who now have squatters in other towns because their towns are completely submerged. This guy, what does he come and say? We have money today, we've allocated. Tomorrow, there's no money.
There's no money.
You need to depend on yourselves. You guys had budgets. What exactly are you saying?
El Nino funds were actually released.
That's the thing, like the element of that preparedness and that proactivity to actually serve the people and stop pandering political nonsense. You can rally a whole nation to be hardworking because our greatest resource, we don't have minerals like that. Agriculture, it's gone down the drain. It's the people. Rally these people, have some patriotism about it and tell them, okay, fine, guys, this is what I'm trying to do. Realistically, it's going to take this number of years. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that there's no wastage. So I'll tax you guys. Yes. We'll pay back this debt to a point where we can sustain ourselves. Fantastic. Then from there, things can go well. And Dedas, when the ballot comes again, I'll put you back in. Definitely. But now we have a guy who says, I'll give you 200. Google is going to give us 300,000 jobs. Google's population of workers globally is not even 300,000. So at what point are they going to create an extra 300? What are we going to do there? Clean, and stuff like that. So the political pandering is just, it pains me completely. And the technocrats who've been put there are stupid. All of them. The agriculture minister went to a supermarket where they were selling shelf, the unga is expiring. Then he comes and says, oh, hey, it's like, we are working overtime. Na imeandikwa hapo, promotion on offer. Come on, man. Like, you just... If I'm being honest, one CS who I can shout out, who I know is doing a fantastic job, is CS Miano. And you can see in how it's reflected with how she was taken out of VAC. I think now she was the one who was put in trade. Yeah. That's somebody who's actually working.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And she did a good job at Kengen. So, we need more of those people. We need more Matiangis. We need less Moses Kurias. We need less...
What you haven't realized is this
Venturis.
government took out anyone who was very educated. If you've not realized.
The
All the
president
professors were out. All the very learned people, the intelligent people were out. Because I think the approach is not anyone who can
Use their
challenge
head.
him. He tried to make sure nobody can challenge him.
That he's the
in
Lord
what he
above all.
does.
So he got a
Yes.
DO who's married to a pastor, and then just a couple of random people to fill up those positions because he's a botanist himself. But anyway,
Because look at even how KCP came out the other day. Have you seen how so many people are having
Yeah,
issues with their
yeah.
results? You're being put for marks
Machogu
of
is a problem.
things you never did. Like, why am I being... It's like me, I did theory, and then they still put 0 grades for
Islamic.
me on IGCSE. What was it
The
called?
Islamic
The
religion.
Islamic religion.
The Hindu religion.
I didn't do it. It wasn't even part of my coursework. So why is it there? And so your marks are going lower because there are things you scored 0 on. Doesn't make sense. And it's more over 7,000 people having the same issues. And they came out and said over 9,000 people didn't sit for their KCP exams, and now they're having special exams for them on January. And I'm like, first of all, why is there a huge number of people who weren't able to sit for their exams? What was the issue? Start by knowing what the issue was
Then-
before trying to jump into a solution of getting them quick, fast exams. And we know, in all fairness, it won't be fair compared to what these people sat for.
Exactly. Yeah.
There will be a bit of an unfairness going on. There's also money being squandered in all this because now you're rushing to do something and pesa itatolewa ya kila kitu. Pesa ya walimu wenye wataenda kufanya sijui initangwaje hiyo kuzunguka kwa
Hiyo
ile
per
exam.
diem nini.
Pesa hizo helicopters zilianguka. The wrong helicopters were falling. Pesa ya kutolesha papers zingine. Pesa ya kumark hizo vitu tena. And yet we're not addressing the issue of why exactly did these 9,000 people not sit for their exams? You're saying the cheating cases are only 2. That's a lie.
How much did they charge you with, the expressway guys?
Shoot, that case it's still continue about 150,000.
150,000.
Kwani unatumianga expressway kila day?
No, when you had the accident.
I had the accident.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you notice how when there was vandalism, Murkomen comes and says in one day he gives a bill of quantity and says 700 million to repair this. Shaiskia QS amefanya kazi in one day. Mtu wa mjengo amefanya kazi in one day. Mekutengenezea plans
First of
in
all, 700. How much the road cost? Sorry.
the road cost. That entire project it's now 87 billion. Yeah. We'll be paying for it for a while, for the next 30 years.
It's 7 billion.
87 billion. We're paying back
If we
Moja
adjust for
Expressway.
inflation, because Thika Road was built with what?
No, a lot of this wastage comes from guys delaying and stuff like that. The leakages.
But these guys didn't actually delay, by the way.
No, you see, the thing is, how do I put it? It was in their best of interest because they're getting back their money by charging us.
Okay.
The money doesn't go back to the transport ministry, doesn't go back to the Nini. It goes back to Moja. Yeah, we pay
the
Moja.
company,
the
company.
And that's why that class action lawsuit has come that quickly. It was the government that they wouldn't care less. Yeah. How is all this going to affect how you celebrate Christmas?
I mean, clearly, I've been thinking about it like from even the the transport sector, and I'm not seeing that the festivities feeling a lot festive as people are usually. People are getting into the spaces where you find people are now planning for Christmas, and people are still working like it's mid-year. As a matter of
That's
fact,
true, by
they've
the
been
way.
working harder. Everyone's just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And then it's also not easy having the El Nino now. So I hope, I pray it's Christmassy, because Christmas is my favorite season. I love Christmas, but it's looking to be quite a gloomy one. And that's really sad.
Actually, for business people, we're hating it that it's Christmas because things are slowing down. We don't want things to slow down. We don't have time for things to slow down. We don't have the money to celebrate Christmas. So why are you slowing down? We need you guys to be more vibrant like you were during the
People are
mid-year.
bloody tired, man.
I know. But let me give you a
You can't
hack for
even get
this.
out of the house with orange juice and hope you like wake up in Naivasha.
Yeah.
Fuel is expensive, man. Even that orange juice is.
Still expensive.
Why are you leaving the house?
Yeah, why are you even leaving the house, man?
But let me give you a hack. Actually, this festive season is one among the very few that I have seen hotels kind of have a Black Friday, if I could say so. So that people
Can you
can
imagine?
start booking.
It's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, but it's also good for people if you
That's
maybe
the laugher curve that
had-
David Ndee keeps on running away from. Like, people are not going to spend that much money.
Yeah,
There's no demand.
yeah.
That's insane, man.
That's insane.
For us to be in peak season for tourism, and then we're talking about Black Friday deals. That's madness.
Yeah. In fact, it's getting to a point that we know it's alive when somebody tells me, are you still going to book that room? Because you know it's Christmas season itaisha. Tunajua watu wana pesa.
Watu wana pesa. That's
Na
true.
kama zingekuwa zinaisha, ngepandisha juu. Mbona mnaniambia full board ni 5,000? How?
I'm very
the
curious
math.
how, now just outside of Christmas, I've thought about it, how banks are going to react to when their non-performing loans increase. Because I think it will get to a point where now companies start laying off people because they cannot afford to pay them, and then now you can't afford to pay them. Guys can't pay their loans, and guys can't pay their loans. Then what happens?
It's an
They get
uproar.
auctioned.
It's gearing on
They get
to
wash. Yeah, that's true.
anarchy. So it's an uproar. Now, again, it depends. Remember, there's a serious leak in the economy. The rest might not be feeling it. So for corporates, might be slightly a bit different in that the circularization of this currency that we're not properly seeing or feeling, but it's also affecting them, because you see it's affecting their margins. So it's insane. You're looking at just loans alone. Look at crime rates. Look at standards of living. Look at all these other things. It gets to a point now people who have jobs become targets. So it's anarchy, just like
And that's actually the one thing that I'm most worried about, the crime rates increasing. It's yeah.
So how are you guys gonna spend Christmas?
I don't know yet. It's the first Christmas I have outside of home.
You're not actually going home?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the whole Secret Santa thing that we've planned out, that we've been doing. This is now going to be the 6th day running. So
This only things you can do because you guys are an entire football team. but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
you
the
can do it in subs.
but
not the
then
homes.
it's weird. You have Secret Santa as a family because you're that many.
But imagine like the 6-year-old. How old is your last one?
He's
11?
11.
So the 11-year-old cannot match up to the gifts that this guy will give
But
to
you see,
whoever else.
The idea is not matching up to gift. That's why it's going wrong. The idea
It's
is
the
in
limit.
gifting.
No, I think I get it, because now like we were having a discussion with one of my colleagues, and with Secret Santa we were saying we need to give a limit of how much people can spend on their Secret Santas, and also a minimum, so that people don't also slack on it. So I'm looking at it in a family setting, because you know the 11-year-old is not earning like you are. Probably they'll need to go ask your dad. So your dad will actually like cover so many people without him knowing that he's now the Secret Santa for 60% of the family. Yeah, but I think that's a very good thing to do. Yeah, but in the workspace it's weird because I don't know these people. So I don't
You
know.
get
I
them
had one and
generic
I didn't
gifts.
get a gift. You remember?
You didn't get a gift?
I didn't get a gift.
Mi nilipata mwiko.
Yeah. This is how you know that person didn't like you.
Hapana, si
That-
labda
that's
ni ya
good.
BDSM. You never experienced it. Aya, kunene how you
It's
spending
the sound
Christmas.
that he made. I think for mine, the traditional has always been spending time with family. So definitely I'm spending time with family. and we usually have like a get together at the end of the year. So I'm just looking forward to. It's gonna be so family oriented this time. Actually, every time there's never been a break of that.
When we come back next year, we're going to discuss how your experience is as a babe when it comes to like Christmas time and the forced labor.
Well, the forced labor is coming.
Lesos,
We're already seeing it,
the
but
million chapatis and stuff.
I think the good thing about being able to communicate with parents, I think with time, like as we were able to communicate that, hey, mommy, this is getting a bit too much for us. Christmas is no longer fun. It's more of
a chore.
And I don't like. Actually, that's actually my fear of getting married. If I go to a family that the women are expected to go to the kitchen.
That's we normally get catering. So
Yeah, if there are such families, but what if it's that Kenyeji
I'm shooting
family?
my shot. Ebu. So we're talking about communication. I'm dropping hints and you can't see.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah. And with that said, it's been a beautiful year, guys.
Merry Christmas from what follow.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Have a happy,
See you next year.
and prosperous
Please
2024.
give us your manifestos for next year.
Yes,
we're
yes,
having
yes, yes.
manifestos
Yeah.
so that we can also try and see if we'll be in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.